travel with me. Hey fellow humans, Mina here. Welcome back to another Drive and Talk, Hanoi edition. And just a quick apologies if my voice sounds slightly weird. I had a mini cold earlier this week and I lost my voice on Friday and it's back now, but it's not like 100%, so it may or may not sound weird to you. I don't know. You be the judge. Anyway, we are back to talking about the Throne of Glass series, with this week's book being The Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. And this book is the fourth or fifth book, depending on your reading order. It was like the fifth for me, but it's officially the fourth or the third or the fourth. I don't know. I'm losing track. There's a lot of books in this series and I'm losing track. But anyway, depends on how you want to read it. But yeah, before I get into the review, let's give a quick rundown of the synopsis according to Goodreads. No masters, no limits, no regrets. Celiana Sardothian is cloaked in her assassin's hood once more. She's back in Withhold, but this time she's no one's slave. She must delve into her most painful memories and fight for her survival, while resisting a smoldering passion that might very well consume her heart. She will face her former master, the King of Assassins, again, to wreak revenge for a decade of pain. And just before we get into the review, again, I haven't listened to the audiobooks of these yet, so I don't know if the names are pronounced correctly because some of them are a little questionable, but yeah. Anyway, rants and raves ahead because this was certainly a ride. So if you want to come back after, if you haven't read the book and you plan on it, come back after because there's going to be some spoilers. And there's some ranting and some raves. You know how we do it here. But yeah, let's get into it. A lot of people are saying now that Aelin goes by Aelin and not Celiana, she's a completely different character. Like she wasn't Celiana at all. I could see their points, but I also see the character she was before and how Celiana grew as a character to become Aelin in this novel. She's still Celiana to me, just with upgrades. Not sure if that makes sense, but it does to me, so I'm sticking with that. Regarding the other characters, I feel like Maas did kill injustice in this book. His character felt assassinated, and not by Aelin or anything. I get that what he went through can change a person, but it seems like he changed so much since the last book. He was almost a completely different character, which is sad since I really loved him. I think Maas did redeem his character in the end. However, she realized she had taken him too far and had to bring him back to the Kale we all knew. However, she did him dirty again with his injuries. I'm sure hope he's able to recover them in later books. I'm also sad that Aelin and Rowan's relationship changed from friends to lovers. While this is my favorite trope, I think they should have remained super close friends. It was refreshing to see a close platonic relationship in Heir of Fire. And now suddenly they're in love. I'll admit they had excellent chemistry, but they were besties in the last book, and now, even though time has passed since the previous book, they reunite and there's romantic tension instead. When did that happen? There wasn't even time for them to fall in love off screen. Also, aren't they like super distantly related? I could be 1,000% wrong, but I seem to recall that. But I may be misinterpreting that. After all, no one else ever mentioned it in any of the reviews I've read, and if they are, it is probably only like a 0.0000000.1%, as there are centuries between them. But yeah, aren't they related? Oh, and we also always tend to give Maas or anyone who writes about fae/human relationships that there's literally a centuries age gap between the two lumped interests. Pass. I mean, she's only like, 19? That's like a fetus to this guy. But because they both look young and hot, we give it a pass. I complain, but I'm one of those people. Sue me. They're cute together. One more thing to nitpick. Arobyn's death was super lame. I mean, I get Lysandra not being a killer, and a nice throat slit was a rough way for him to die. But for this big assassin that no one, not even Aelin, could touch before to go out so lamely, felt like, well, lame. And speaking of Lysandra, I loved her. I'm glad Maas brought her back and showed us she's one hell of a badass girl. I would love to read more of her, especially from her POV. Her backstory, while sad, was super interesting, and I love the friendship she formed with Aelin. Dorian's chapters were short and absolutely perfect. They were super creepy and I loved them. They were sprinkled in at the right time, and opening a book with one of them was a great choice. That said, this was by far the best book in the series. I thought Air of Fire was great, and it's still an amazing book, but this wasn't even better. The series just keeps getting better as it goes, it seems. I admit, I feel like I was ranking a star or two on the first two books, not counting Assassin's Plague. I still love that one. I think having the story being stuck in that glass castle hindered it, but once Aelin left and the stakes got higher and the story became darker, the series got better. I'm fully invested now. I enjoyed the first few books, but they don't hold anything the same way Air of Fire and Queen of Shadows does. I still prefer Akadar to Throne of Glass, but I admit the story is definitely growing on me. How about you guys, my fellow humans? Do you agree or disagree with me? Have you read this series, and do you think it gets better as it goes on, or was it better at the start? Because some people are saying like it was like the first three books were like amazing, and now that she's Aelin and all that, it's like starting to be meh. Are you one of those people? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. Anywho, that's all I got to say for now. If you want to keep hearing more about stuff, be sure to follow me on all your favorite socials. Links below. Stay safe and take care. Bye!